It's been a year of pretty bad predictions, it turns out. For example, the Dow Jones continues to shatter records, including today, 2 weeks after Donald Trump's election, and the Dow just closed above 19,000 for the first time, just in 120 years. But economic experts said a Trump victory would tank the market, didn't they? Yes, they did, and a lot of other things. How did this all happen? Here's Karl Rove, joining us now, a former senior advisor to President George W. Bush. Great to see you, Karl.
Thanks, Tucker. Good to see you.
So, I think you're an example of this. Many of us are, but here you know more about American politics than almost anybody I know. You've got decades of experience. You're famously smart. You're totally bewildered when Trump wins. How did the smart people get this wrong?
Well, when it comes to the economy, I think it was, in the immediate aftermath of the election, markets don't like uncertainty, and the clarity of someone winning, particularly somebody who had a pro-growth package, and a Republican Senate, Republican House, and Republican President means likely to have a tax cut, likely to see regulatory relief, likely to see a rollback of some of the administration's regulatory actions, particularly when it comes to energy, likely to have a tax on the regime of Dodd-Frank. So all of that helps sort of inspire, clarity, confidence. It helped a boom of particularly some stocks, health insurers. They've been booming, energy stocks, financial institutions, and particularly what I think is interesting is the bump in among small and medium-sized firms who tend to be the kind of businesses who get buried under the burden of federal regulation. If you got a lawyer or lobbyist in a big company, you can sort of figure out how to deal with it. But for a lot of small and medium-sized firms, particularly the Labor Department regulations and other regulations, had a serious impact. And Obamacare, of course, ripping up their balance sheets.
No, that all makes sense. I mean, I think that's a smart analysis. But all of this is easier for all of us in retrospect. My question, I think it's a really significant one, is why did nobody call any of this ahead of time? And I am including you in this with respect. Why did nobody see this coming? Have you taken a moment to ask yourself why, with all the data in the world at my disposal, was I unable to see this? What were the factors that blinded me to what was happening?
Maybe you could make me remember when I said that the market was going to tank if Trump won. I didn't say that. In fact,
I mean the election.
Let me finish.
I mean the election.
Let me finish.
And you miscalled it again and again.
A lot of smart people were saying that if Trump won, there would be exactly this kind of a bump. Larry Lindsey was saying this. Chris Lowe out of Memphis was saying this. A lot of people were saying if we have a pro-growth environment, it's going to happen. Now, you're right. You were one of the handful of people who right from the beginning thought Donald Trump was going to win. Well, wait a minute.
No. I wasn't right. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about you. I'm wondering why. And I was sitting there on election night. And you weren't alone, as I just said. A million people were confused.
Look,
why didn't you see it? And could it be that some people, including you, were so blinded by dislike
I'd be happy to answer the question if you want to keep going. If you want to keep going, fine, but I'll be happy to answer the question. Look, I thought he'd get close. I thought he would win Florida. I thought he'd win North Carolina. I thought he'd win Ohio. I told him in May, at the end of May, that he was going to win Iowa. When he said, no, I'm not. Well, really, I could win Iowa? I said, yeah, you can win Iowa. I didn't think, however, that he would get Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and narrowly Michigan. And what he did is he broke through Southwest. Jay Cost had a great article. He broke through in Southwest Wisconsin, where, look, 2 elections in a row, we had Bush on a bus riding through Southwest Wisconsin trying to break through in those counties. And the combination of being upset about President Obama and not liking Hillary Clinton, and then 3 weeks at the end of the campaign when he ran a campaign that was disciplined and focused and without a lot of kerfluffle created by unnecessary comments, caused those people to say, you know what, I want change. He's the candidate of change, and I can go with him. And hats off to him, because Republicans, including me, have tried to win Wisconsin. We came within 5,500 votes in 2000.
What?
Hats off to him.
You told me on election night that it was that it was Paul Ryan who brought him across the line.
Yeah, and let me explain that. A month out from the election, No, let me finish. A month out from the election, the Wisconsin Republican Party was short of money for their Get Out the Vote operation. They went to the RNC, which said we can't fund it. They went to the Trump campaign that said not going to be there. Paul Ryan wrote the $1 million check to the Wisconsin Republican Party. Final week of the campaign, he decides that what he's going to do is get on a bus with Ron Johnson, and the two of them are going to cover the state in order to pump for voting a straight Republican ticket from Donald Trump to Ron Johnson to Republicans up and down the ballot. His advisor said, no, you're the Speaker of the House. You're supposed to be traveling around the country and encouraging people to vote for Republican House members. He said, you know what? My job was to raise the money. Now I need to help win my state.
Nobody thinks. I mean, I'm not talking. I like Paul Ryan. Nobody thinks Paul Ryan got him Wisconsin. I think it's a pretty.
I disagree. I for one, think it helped a lot.
Okay. Well, we disagree, but it's great to see you. Thanks for doing that. I appreciate it.
You bet. Thank
Karl
you.
Rove.